Okay, strap in, folks, because, wow, it's a crazy night in the NBA. Just absolutely wild.
Seriously. The sources we've got today, they're packed with drama, chaos, just pure star power taking over.
Exactly. We've got these insane comebacks, some truly bizarre stat lines, clutch shots. It's everything you watch the league for, really.
Yeah, and our job today is to kind of unpack all that chaos for you. We need to figure out what really defined the night.
Right. Was it about teams, systems, depth? Or was it just, superstars doing superstar things and deciding games?
That's the big question. Let's dive right in, maybe start with that Bucks comeback in Dallas.
Yeah, let's do it. So Bucks win 116-114 over the Mavs. But that final score, it really doesn't tell the whole story, does it? Giannis has that mantra, right? Good teams don't lose two in a row.
And they needed every bit of that mentality.
Yeah.
And they were down 13 points deep in the fourth quarter. That's usually game over.
But not with Giannis. He didn't just, help the rally. He was the rally. What was it, 15 points in the fourth?
15 points just in that final quarter. And he had that personal 7-0 run that just completely flipped the script, gave them the lead, snatched the momentum right back.
And listening to him afterwards, it wasn't about strategy, was it? He was just hyped, talking about grit, about character, saying facing adversity is how you build character.
Exactly. And, the stats back up that shift in mentality. The Bucks suddenly started executing. They shot, 54% in the fourth?
Yeah, while holding Dallas to just 35%. That's a massive swing.
It really is. And that difference kind of highlights the issues brewing in Dallas, right? The sources point to this weird split. Defensively, they're actually pretty good, like fifth in the league, solid schemes.
But offensively?
Oof. 29th, they just can't seem to generate good looks consistently, especially late in games. And missing Kyrie obviously doesn't help there.
And that's where the fans come in, because the sources picked up on this boiling point, even when the Mavs were leading in the fourth.
Leading. You hear the Fire Nico chant starting. That's Nico Harrison, the GM, for anyone wondering.
Right, the frustration is just palpable. And then P.J. Washington misses that huge free throw late.
And the chants come roaring back. It tells you this isn't just about one loss. It's about, the whole direction, the trades, the injuries. Fans are seriously questioning the leadership there. They want accountability.
Man. Okay, so from a team kind of falling apart under pressure, let's talk about one that absolutely refused to fold, even being massively shorthanded, the Pistons.
Oh, yeah, that Pistons-Wizards game. 137, 135 in overtime. Sources were calling it maybe the most insane game they'd seen, and the Pistons were missing half their team. Stewart, Sasser, Tobias, Ivy, LeVert, Thompson, all out.
Just decimated. And then Cade Cunningham puts up this wine.
It's kind of unbelievable. 46 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, 5 steals, 2 blocks. A monster triple-double. Looks amazing on paper.
But then you see the shooting numbers, and it gets weird. He took 45 shots.
45. And missed 31 of them. 31 misses.
That's the first time someone's missed 30 shots in a game since Kobe back in, 2003? It's historically inefficient.
Right.
Yeah.
But could you really call it inefficient if they literally had no one else and they won the game? Maybe it was, necessary inefficiency.
That's a good point, because despite the awful percentage overall, he still dropped 15 points in the fourth when it mattered most.
And the mental toughness.
Yeah.
Does that moment he got hurt look like he needed help off the court? Maybe done for the night?
Yeah.
Comes right back in and just takes over.
Yeah.
Dominates the rest of regulation and OT. Sometimes when your roster is gutted, maybe your only option is for one guy to just force it like that.
Totally. And he wasn't completely alone, which is also wild. We got to talk about Dennis Jenkins, the two-way guy.
Yes, Jenkins. For listeners, a two-way player basically splits time between the NBA and the G League, often the last guy on the bench.
Well, he looked like a seasoned vet out there. 24 points, really efficient shooting too, 9 for 17, grabbed 8 boards, 4 steals.
And the biggest shot of the game, that insane corner 3 at the buzzer to force overtime.
Unbelievable. And he kept making plays in OT too, just clutch.
So, thinking about our theme, Jenkins is maybe the example of a system or depth player stepping up huge, right?
Yeah.
But maybe Cade's chaotic inefficiency created the space for him.
Could be. The chaos created the opportunity. Okay, speaking of opportunity and clutch moments, let's switch gears to Orlando, a different kind of finish there.
Right. The Magic got a much-needed win against Portland, 115-112. Super tight game, and it came down to Desmond Bane.
That game winner. Wow, off balance, fading 3, just 1.9 seconds left, ice cold.
But here's the kicker, right? That was his only made 3 all night. He was 1 for 6 from deep.
Which brings up that whole idea of confirmation, doesn't it? Like maybe the process wasn't great all game, but hitting that shot under that pressure, that could be huge for his confidence going forward.
Absolutely. Because the sources mentioned he's really been struggling this year, trying to find his fit, his rhythm, his usage rate, his three-point attempts. They're down to like rookie levels almost.
So maybe that one shot, even if it followed a bunch of misses, is the thing that unlocks him again, sort of resets his season.
It very well could be. Sometimes you just need that one big moment,
Yeah.
that proof that you can still deliver.
And we can't ignore how it was set up either. Paolo Banchero had missed some key free throws late, which is, not great.
Definitely a flawed process there.
But then he immediately makes up for it with a game-saving steal on the other end to even give Bane the chance. It's like grit covering for the flaws.
Yeah, hustle plays, making up for execution lapses. Story of the league sometimes.
Okay, so individual brilliance, clutch shots,
Yeah.
leads us nicely into this next one. And we must talk about our Bulls as well.
Yes, the Bulls. Tough one against the Spurs. Lost 121-117 after leading late. San Antonio just blitzed them in the fourth.
A 30-13 run, just brutal. And the reason, well, it kind of has one name.
Victor Wembanyama. The sources are calling him the alien specimen. And I mean, look at the stat line. 38 points, 12 boards, 5 assists, 5 blocks.
And 6 for 9 from 3. 6 threes.
It's absurd. He's the first player ever to put up 35-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, 5-plus assists, 5-plus blocks, and 5-plus threes in one game.
That's not just a good game. That's rewriting the record books. And, of course, he hits the go-ahead 3 over Vučević to seal it. Just dominant.
And the frustrating thing to Chicago is they played well for 3 quarters. They were up 9 going into the fourth, even with key guys out.
Right, no Levine. But guys like Jalen Smith stepped up 11 and 12 for him. The offense looked smooth. The system was working. One source said it was like Tetris or chess.
So what happened? Why did the whole thing collapse?
Well, it feels like they just hit that superstar wall, doesn't it? It keeps happening. They play solid team ball. They execute the system.
And then Giannis decides the game is his. Or Donovan Mitchell. Or now Wemby. They just don't seem to have that individual counterpunch when the absolute elite guys take over late.
Exactly. That by-committee approach, relying on Kobe White or Vučević to be the closers, it's often good enough for 3 quarters, but it just can't seem to consistently overcome that singular, unstoppable force in the final minutes.
So if we're tying it all together, this wild night really underscored that theme, didn't it? We saw amazing stories from depth guys like Jenkins, the Bulls bench playing well.
Yeah, the system stuff looked good at times.
But ultimately, the outcomes in Milwaukee, in Chicago, even arguably in Detroit, with Cade forcing the issue. They were decided by individual superstar-level brilliance when the pressure was highest. It really feels like a superstar league.
The system gets you there, but the superstar gets you over the line. When you've got a force like Giannis or Wemby on the other side, just relying on your depth and execution, well, Dallas and Chicago found out the hard way. It's often not enough.
You need that guy on your team, too.
So maybe that's the final thought for you listening. How long can these teams that rely so heavily on system and depth really hang when the game gets tightest in the fourth quarter, especially if they don't have that certified top-tier superstar? Something to chew on. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into a crazy night. Thank you for listening, Hook. Please comment. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Spotify, please leave a 5-star review. It will help the channel grow. Until next time, please check our previous episodes.